Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello? Hello? Sir? Hello? 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 Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello? Rajita, Namishu, Namish, Rajita, Tavandu, Namishu, बीच में नको बात कर बेटा. So, am I audible? Yeah, good afternoon, students. Today, so we are in unit number 9. So, it's a continuation of previous class. So, let us understand the difference between selling and marketing. Nothing but sales and marketing. You know, earlier classes also we covered this area, no? Difference between sales and marketing. So sales is basically a product-based system. The priority given to the product, not to the customer. But whereas the marketing concept has given the marketing concept is the customer is identify the customer needs, customer wants, customer decides. So based on that, the center point is customer here, but in selling, the center point is product. So that is the basic difference. Customer oriented, the product oriented, right? The sales are purely customer oriented, whereas the marketing is purely product customer oriented. Mark product selling is a product manufacturing first and then sold. So first priority given to the manufacturing the products. Then afterward, they think about how to sell the products. But whereas the marketing, the first the company has to study the customer needs, wants identified, then decide to manufacture products and deliver the products. Right. So here the product of previously in traditional days, the first the companies are produce a product, then they are thinking about how to sell the product. But now these 21st century, see that everything is under related to marketing concepts. So the management under selling concept, the management is focusing on sales volume oriented. Sales, they want to see that the sales value. So last year sales are 100 crores, now this year 200 crores. But they ignoring this profit oriented, right? Sometimes sales increased, but may not increase the profits. The reason behind is the expenses are increased, raw material prices are increased, the manpower cost is increased, right? So companies are spending advertisement expenses are increased, but the sales volume is okay, increase okay, but the profit is also more than that. But here in marketing concept, the management is focusing on profit oriented rather than the sales oriented. So selling is a very short term concept. The short term planning is required. See that the short term is less than 1 year, but whereas the marketing, the planning is long term. It may be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years. See that it will be longer period of market oriented. But the selling is emphasized on need of sellers. Okay, the sellers needs. But here these marketing emphasize on needs and wants of the buyers. Nothing but the customers. Though it gives a priority for customer needs, wants, and desires. So the selling is understand the business as a goods and production process. But here in marketing concept, understanding business as a customer satisfaction process. See that if the company satisfy the customer needs and desire want, the company can survive the longer period. We see that some of the companies may not exist now, right? We can't see the Nokia phone, see the sales of Kodak cameras. So like the most of the products can be not seen now the because of the products are unable to satisfy the customer needs and wants. Right. So here the selling concept under selling concept uses existing technology to reduce the cost. See, instead of either two concepts, either using existing technology or adding a new technology. See that they are focusing on reducing the cost of manufacturing cost, right? Cost of a good sold. Whereas this uses superior technology and innovation with it. So these marketing concepts always encourage for introducing the new concept, new innovative methods, and whatever the new technologies also they accept quickly. See, you can see this Amazon. So Amazon is a world famous retail company, but they are front runner for implementing the new technologies. They opened one of the new stores called Amazon Go. You know, employees there. So purely it is AI based. So Amazon is the first company to engineer with Alaska, right? Now the Amazon is also trying to introduce a new chat GPT like system, like new robots to increase their marketing, their products. So like, so here different departments operate in a highly separate and weight tight uh, comparatives, but all departments are integrated one to one. But this selling concept, there is no much relationship between production department, selling department, human resource department, supporting department. Like, but here in marketing concept, all departments are integrated, and they will share this whatever this related to product and sales. They're purely integrated. Cost determine the price. Here, see that the cost determine the price. See that cost is 100 rupees. Now the company adding 20 rupees profit. The selling price fixed based on this 120 rupees. The price of the product are fixed based on this cost determined. So, right? See that the cost is, for example, cost is 80 rupees. Cost is 80 rupees. The company adding 2 rupees of profit. The selling price is 100. Right? But here, sometimes he see here. Uh, see here. So here you can see that the customer determine the price of determine of cost. So here customer determine the customer, how much customer ready to pay the amount, what is their buying capacity. Like the various factors are influencing in this case. Okay. Uh, right. So here you can see that selling views customer as a link, as a loss to think in the business. So the customer is lost. But here the customer is the first priority given to the beginning of this marketing view. The customer is central. Customer is a king in the market. So once he is satisfied with the market product, then only the product can survive. Otherwise, product cannot be survived. So on the whole, what I conclude is is the marketing concepts are. Wait a minute. Right. So the marketing concepts are very narrow. Sales concept is very narrow. The marketing concepts are very broad. So now all customers are thinking about the market oriented, not the sales oriented. But traditionally, before 1950s or 60s, the selling concept was very popular rather than the marketing concept. Now the marketing concept is very popular. All companies are either manufacturing or service oriented. Anything they are thinking about this, how products or services can be marketing. Okay. Now we move to another topic, the role of sales management in marketing. So sales management, the major task is they have to increase the sales, right? And the objectives of sales management is they have to capture the market share. They want to be market leader. Everyone knows the company brand, name, everything. So the object of the new philosophy has to come where both the functions of sales and marketing are done by same individuals. So today's salesperson work in a teams. They are used for technologies and computers and build lifelong relationship with customer. See that no, 100 is together. Tata's come still customer oriented. They are paid not to commission basis, but the combination both and fixed and variable component also. Right now we say that e-selling models like web link based So we see that very popular companies like LG and Dell India, Johnson Johnson, Federal Express, like so many brands are there. See that G Television, right? There like so many companies are there. So many companies are there. Okay, uh, like the organizations are focusing on the selling mix both are more and mostly of the component of personal selling as well as the selling process also. So like there is a B2B process, B2C process also there, B2B, B2B process also there. Okay. So now we move to sales activities, formulation, implementation, valuation control. So the formulation of strategy of sales management program. So what they're studying the first environment. The environment is both an internal environment as well as external environment. So external environment, there is no hands of the company or the firm, but whereas the internal environment they can manage, they can handle this environment. See that first in external environment is potential customers, right? So customers are very potential, and see that the company has studied their needs and desires and want their these and their what they are expecting the company. Now the external environment. One more thing is the competition. So all the markets are perfect markets. There are n number of buyers, n number of sellers are there. No individual can uh, influence the market price or see that no see that you can see urban Ola is there, Uber and Ola is there, and see that in India we have a uh, now we only three telecom service providers, but earlier there are so many and see Zomato, Swiggy only two. So wherever the two are there, and the customer will get the advantage. If the only one is there is a monopoly, and naturally the customer uh, there is no bargaining power, the company will get more revenues. Legal political environments. So see that if the government changes or political system is not correct, to see that we see the Pakistan and Sri Lanka, some legal environments. The political environment is also very most important. We see that 98 to 98 to uh, 88 to 1992, 91, three prime minister change in India. So the political environment is not a strict point. Why? Because the policy has it will take a lot of time to implement. So legal also very most important, legal acts. So as for Indian concept, we are the what we are liberalized our labor laws also, manufacturing laws also. Now see recently Apple also started their store in India, Mumbai and New Delhi. Say that earlier also 2016 they made attempt. At that time, see 30% at least they can take Indian manpower. But recently, the company of Apple CEO visited India and started through two stores. Why? Because India is very potential. We liberalize our policies and legal laws also say. So see that IT policy. Earlier days, no woman is allowed to work in night hours. But as per IT Act, the 2000, the people are ready to work in 24 by 7. The natural resources are very important. Some of the companies, companies environment, you see that the coal mines and solar energy, fertilizers, and these are natural resources based quarries, right? If the resources are limited and company unable to get the profit, see the natural resources are influencing these marketing. Social cultural environments. So India is a very diversity country. We have so many cultures, festivals, seasons are there, and see that Kerala is different kind of festivals. Within South India also different kind of festivals are there. North India we have different kind of cultures are there. Within the state also different kind of culture environments also influencing this sales management process. Now we talked about internal environments. So internal environment, the company can manage it very well. Objectives and mission of the company, mission of the organization, company may decide what are the objectives, maybe short-term objectives or long-term objectives, and what is the mission. So to fulfill this objective, the company has a mission and they have a plan, they have a strategies, either long-term plan, short-term plan, and how every company wants to be market leader. They want to be global leaders, and they are going to create wealth, right? Then the internal resource, internal environment is also human resources. So good, knowledgeable employees are required, and disciplined employees are required, and good employee and employer relationship is required, and the recruitment process also very fair is required. The culture in industrial, what we call organization culture is required. So like all are also influencing this sales management program of any company. Capacity utilization, production process. So say that 100% capacity utilized, naturally the company get good revenues. Why? Because taking advantage of marginal cost, right? The company has a good production policy, innovation cycle. So instead of whatever the changes happening in the worldwide, companies can adapt, then only they can survive. So R&D activities also very most important to increase the company sales, and the strategic management program. Every company has its own R&D department is there. So particularly we talked about pharma industry. The companies required a strong R&D department. Pharma companies see that science and technology department, they required a very high R&D activities required. So their success, their revenues depending upon R&D activities. Then the marketing strategies are what kind of product the company has to produce. What is the product line, right? How many products they want to produce? What is the product line is also very most important, right? Pricing policy. So now I talked about earlier, it's a competitive market. The customer is a king in the market. The fair pricing policy is also required, right? See the whatever the raw material prices are changes, other company prices are changes. So many factors are influencing. So many factors are influencing to decide the pricing policy. So we can't compare Apple a mobile phone pricing to some other Samsung pricing model. So there are different kind of pricing policies also we discussed in previous classes, and you covered. I know we studied in the semester second, third, the pricing strategy in the marketing, the distribution strategy is also required, right? If you correct the distribution, see the success of Amazon, and they have a very good distribution channel, strategies are required. So any company see that to fulfill the customer desires and wants, and also distribution processes are very required. Very fair logistic system is required. Advertising and sales promotion. The company has to give the spending amount for advertising to increase the company brand awareness, and see that sales promotion, right? All are required uh, in marketing strategies. So once the marketing strategies are there, now this sales management functions also there, like management, account management policy. So the company has to maintain proper accounting management policy and fair and system. Sales force organization. See that the sales for organization is very important. It's very most important. These people are decide the company sales, and companies are adopting a new technology, and selecting a new customers, sorry, new employees, and give the proper training to the employees, and sales planning, forecasting, quota setting are required, and sales force department, territory design, route plan. So like all are also very most important in sales management functions. Okay. After that, now we are going to discuss the implementation of a strategic sales management program. So once we understand this structure, then how best we are implementing, right? So sales management function and sales force performance and outcome. We see that how sales force views of job requirement and role perception. See the superior and see that environmental factors, performance, selection and recruitment. So the attitude of employees, and decide the company's sales value. So positive attitude employees are required, sales force required, and the quota allocation is required, and selling expense also required. And the companies may give the sales training up to the employees, the sales force. These trainings are help to the company have a good skilled employees. They are good for selling price, profitability of customer also, retention of customer also. Motivation, compensation, rewards. So if I give you some compensation, what we call compensation to the employees, sales force, they will work hard, they will motivate, and they will recognize that. Then only their sales report increase, ethical practice also increase. Okay. So this is another kind of company mission and objectives. The company can be the strategic market plan can be trust, objectives, resource allocation. So all are under are there. Now these objectives of sales management, and there are two different types of objectives, short term as well as long term. But in quantitative objectives are to retain and capture market share. The company has to retain the existing customers and adding a new customer, and they want to be market leader. Right? So once the market leaders are there, and they will sustain, and the scale of operations also they help them, and the cost is reducing. They see that why the China is manufacturing hub. There the scale is very huge. The manufacturing scale is very huge. So once the scale is bigger scale, naturally the cost is less. To determine sales value in terms of profitability. In terms of profitability. Right? How much sales value is required to reach the target? So this year the target profits 100 crores. How much sales are required? And what are the new markets to enter to increase the company's sales value? What kind of strategy we need to follow? And what kind of pricing system we follow? What kind of promotion system we follow? Like the company has to think about in short term, what kind of steps are required for the increase the company profit. To curb personal expenses also, to add new customer and retain old customer. So this is a success mantra of any company to want to market leader, right? So this is to add new customers and retain old customer. Okay. Now, qualitative objective is a long-term objective, long-term base to perform entire selling jobs, right? The performance of entire selling jobs to provide services to existing customers, to maintain customers, customer to existing customers, okay, to maintain customer relations, to train, motivate, assist middleman salespersons also, to give the feedback about the market conditions to company for facilitating decisions also required. So like that, every company has the sales management has two types of objectives as we discussed so far, short term and long term. Short term and long term objectives are there. And sales scope of sales management, the scope may be, as we discussed, post crop, the sales management scope, uh, create, manage, sales system, process and protocols required, then support sales efforts, and install discipline system in this organization or in this department. Develop, manage sales strategies. So first, whatever you have to do, the firm has to develop these sales strategies. Once they develop these strategies, now they need to manage it, implement it, evaluate it, measure it. Okay. After this, stimulate and manage changes. For this evaluation system, strategic management evaluation system, the companies also comes like manage the whatever this stimulate and manage the changes. So changes, right? If you as per market needs, as per customer needs, the company has to manage itself. Manage sales, performance, budget, and targets. So whatever these budgets are there, compared with the target or budget with actual. So anything are there, we have to rectify it. Sustaining a commitment to this organization. Right? Sustainable is required to the organization. Develop training and coaching. So the sales force they required for developing training and all this selecting sales team members and stimulating individual talents also. So, like these are this scope of sales management. So, after that, we move emerging trends in sales management. So, there are so many emerging trends in sales management, and new systems are there, latest technology are there. We talked about AI, artificial intelligence impact, deep technology, fintech organizations like cloud computing, big data analysis. There are new kind of technologies available to study the sales management, right? And company has to maintain good customer relationship management. The company has, right? The data is a wealth. These days, data is a wealth. If the company has a good relation with the customer is able to retain, and the company has to analyze this customer pattern, how the frequency and their level of income, and what kind of product they prefer. So, like all are know that customer relationship management and diversity also required. India is a very diversified market. Diversification very huge. So, diversification is required. The goal, global and ethical issues also there. See the global factors also influencing the company sales. So anything change, anything goes wrong little bit, that is also influencing this market. So it's not that much easy to increase the company's sales. The sales management has to follow this global ethical issues also. As you told, the customer is a king. Ultimately, the customer is king. Latest technology, always the company is implementing to the satisfy the customer needs and object needs. Now we move to 10th unit. Our 10th unit title is Functions of Sales Management. What is functions of sales management? Right? The sales management functions very simple. See these basic functions are there. Sales management function is planning the sales efforts and planning the sales effort under setting the sales personal objectives, nothing but employees selling objectives, what the objective targets will be given, and determine sales related marketing policies. Okay, means you have to decide sales related marketing policies, formulating personal and selling strategies, effective sales execute also required. So all under the planning of sales effort is the first basic functions of sales management. The second object of sales management is organizing the sales efforts, right? So planning, organizing this sales organization. So determine department relations within the organizations, and distributive network system is required. So if the company has a good networking system like Amazon, so they can easily retain the customer, adding a new customers also there, and the good logistics system is also required. Third function is sales force management. So how best we're using this sales force manpower? Okay, so it's very difficult to handle this sales force people. So top level is okay, middle level, but lower level is very difficult to handle this kind of sales force people, right? The personal management and selling in the field. So in the field, they need to go and sell the products, and the company has to recruit the sales personnel whenever they require, and selecting once they're recruited, then the company has to give this proper training and training to the sales personals, and we need the company has to motivate for sales personals, compensating sales personals, managing expenses of sales personnel also. So once you compensating, either managing is also required. Sales meeting and sales contest also there. So sales meeting frequent, the company is organizing so many meetings. So sales meetings also required to discuss the various things and get the feedback also, and see the company targets and whatever they reach or not, and which segment and which product sales are huge, what are the limitations are there, like everything will be reviewed in sales meetings also. Controlling, evaluating, and supervising sales of personals. So controlling the sales effort, sales budget, quotas, sales strategies, sales control, and cost analysis also as the important in functions of sales management, right? So like there are four basic functionals. planning the sales effort, organized sales effort, sales force management. The controlling these sales effort are the basic functions of sales management. Now, thus we enter to 10.2, planning the sales efforts. Sales effort. See the sales management, the market planning department team set personal selling objectives and determine the sales related marketing policies, formulating personal selling strategies, all under there. So to provide service to existing customer and to stretch and to search a new customer and build relationship to obtain them, to perform selling process, to bring awareness of marketing strategies, to bridge the gap between company and the customer, right? To fill the gap. The sales force people, they fill the gap between company and customer. To build a technical experts and a complex product services. This team has helped as work as a technical experts, see the product and services, training, develop, evaluates. The middle salesperson performance also most important. They are the bridge between top level and bottom level. These middle level people are playing a very important role on both sides to give feedback to company regarding the market conditions. Right? The sales force has given the correct information to the companies. So, what are the market conditions? What are the changes that are required to the products? What are the changes required in marketing strategies? What kind of changes required in selling price? Right. So, what kind of strategies are required for estimating the demand? Like the fair feedback system is also required to assist the company in their administrative problems also. So these are some of see that the next important thing to analyze the market potential for which what has to answer why questions such as how, where, when, what, why the markets are dynamic and show them as approach SWOT analysis, right? So that is there. Sales related marketing policies are required. The policies may be product policies, distribution policies, and pricing policy also. So every policy, the objective very clear is, for example, production policy. So they need to utilize what we call total capacity. Either they can decide to continue the old product or adding a new products, or drop a product and add a new product. So like whether to expand the product line same or adding a new product in the line or modify this design and quality service guarantees are all are related about this product policies. Right? So so many company can see the ITC. So ITC basically is a cigarette company. Now they have seen so many products of their ITC, including Sunfeast biscuit to Ashirwad. They are also entered in the FMG segment, and they entered in hotel industry, hotel business. They entered in paper manufacturing, like so. They entered right new kind of product line also they entered. So distribution channel policy is also very most important. Choosing a particular market channel, set the pattern of sales operations. So it's the very most important of distribution of channels. Now this third policy is important policy is pricing policies are important because the salesperson must produce conviction target of customer not only to accept the company products but also their at the price also they're asking. Product is good, but if the price is very high, the people won't buy your product. They will buy this competitor price range up to certain period, right? The sales executives play a vital role in the implementing sales related marketing policies, making them work in such a way so as to achieve personal selling objectives. Right now, 10.3 is a sales forecasting. The sales forecasting or estimation of how much of a product is sold if a given marketing programs to implement a program is implemented, right? So importance of sales forecasting. If the sales forecasting is done properly, then the firm maintains sufficient level of inventory at each level of production process, which may decrease the cost of product or fetch profits. It will guide the procurement also. The companies with seasonal business prefer to keep few amounts of finished goods at the intermediary pipeline so that the supply chain can be managed more efficiently, right? So the importance also required. The overall, it helps in developing a market plan for the whole market, whole the company. Okay, so like it's very important of sales forecasting. So forecasting process, how they are forecasting. So first they develop the process, procedure is there, determine independent policy, determine independent and dependent variables, forecast objectives, all are there. Now, what the different approaches of sales forecasting? How do I expecting sales forecast? So based on sales forecast, the companies are going to produce the products. The product will be ready or service will be ready. But what kind of approach is required? So based on certain approaches, the company has to forecast the market, forecast this sales forecasting. So first method is breakdown approach. So in this breakdown approach, the sales manager studies the internal factors such as the price of a product, product change, distribution method, promotion method, financial resources available, management skills, availability of labor, present technology used, and level of firms' capital utilization. At the same time, the manager also studied external factors. External factors such as such condition generally, general economy, level of distribution activity, preparedness of competition in respect of firm managing marketing programs, and change in the legal and governmental actions. After throughout analysis, the prepare industry sales forecast to estimate sales for all sellers in entire industry under given conditions. So these are some figure you can see there. The salesman, they can study both internal as well as external factors. After that, they can study the industry sales factor, four factors. So industry, what is industry can take some period, sometimes some industries are emerging, sometimes the industry may not be not good at, right? So company sales forecast. So this is industry. Now the so particular one firm, right? So paint industry, we talked about tote industry. Now we talk about this Asian Paint or Berger Paints estimating sales forecast per product line. So what kind of products are required and which product is more demanded, and shall we continue this? The company has decided either continue for same product or they have to got different kind of product line. Sales forecast for individual product also. So like this is a purely um, breakdown approach. Another approach is build approach. The build approach is basically reverse of reverse of breakdown approach. See that this is like this. See, this is like sales forecast to all these. Okay. Now, sale forecasting method, how the companies can be forecasting the company's sales, right? Thus, techniques are sale forecasting techniques are qualitative and quantitative, right? Qualitative methods are taking expert opinion. So the firm can take, the company can take expert opinion to those are expert in the field. They have plenty of experience about the product and policies. They see that the quality the company has to take expert opinion of the opinion to this before forecasting that. Survey of buyer's expectations. So collecting few samples and buyer expectation. So see that the no, what buyers are expecting. Are they happy with this existing product, or company has to add new product, or they need to change any pricing strategies? All under buyers' expectations. Now the sales force composition, what kind of a sales force or composition required, how many employees are required, and their role and designation, their expenses, their promotion channel, their payment system, everything is under sales for composition also required. Who are the manager, is the regional manager, zonal manager, branch level. So what kind of this system is required? So Delphin techniques also required, historical analog is also required. So like these method can be followed, qualitative methods can be followed for forecasting sales, sales forecasting. Now these quantitative methods, test marketing, the product can be given the market and testing that people are happy with the product or not, and taking the feedback, like feedback for these different kind of stakeholders. And uh, the second one is trend method, moving average method, regression method, exponential smoothing method. So like the companies are followed different kind of method for forecasting sales. Okay. So see that polls of sale force opinion and the projection of past sales. See the how can project using the time series analysis or exponential smoothing, like the company can take the expert opinion, all these. Okay. Now this test marketing, already we discussed, and what we call negative. So in this method, the sales of a future period are forecasted as the value of sales for the previous year. See last year's year, this year's year, last month, this month. Like they're expecting trend analysis, the trend method, moving average, and regression analysis also, exponential smoothing also. Based on these techniques, the companies or organizations are expecting expecting the sales forecasting. Okay. So after that, we move to 10.6, formulating personal selling strategies. Right. So implementing of strategies of marketing and sales management are interwoven. The marketing management depends on sales management to lead sales force in its effort to achieve personal selling objectives and to produce bottom line result in terms of sales volume, profit, and growth. So formulating personal selling strategies required analyzing the competitive settings under pure competition, monopolistic competition, unipolistic competition, determine determine this kind of personal and size of sales force also. Okay. So effective sales execute is required. Sales organization is structure as well as a process of putting together the structure in which the lines of authority is well defined, delegation of powers to given to this organization people. Like these are some defining objectives, delineating the necessary activities, grouping activities into jobs and positions, uh, assigning persons and positions. So all are under sales organizations. Now we move to factors influencing the sales organization structure. Like various factors are influencing product and service related factors, and some of the fast moving consumer goods like shampoos, oil, toothpaste, and more consumable goods, irrespective of price. The organization is a large at flat at lower level as it's to create to large customer base and frequency demand product or demanding product markets. So in complex offers, organizations are found to be complex and are to be supported by a large number of sales staff, large number of sales staff, and organization related factors. So here the product related factors, now the organization related factors. So organizations are very unique and either can be small organization and middle organization, larger. If the larger organization, they have a factors are very high, and they can produce these specialized products, and the customer have a large and complex structure. If the organization has limited financial sources, and limited managerial fact abilities also there. So it depends upon the size of this organization. So then third factor is marketing mix related factors. So marketing mix, we already talked about 4 P's and 7 P's. So the market mix factors are related to price, product, price, place, promotion. We're adding three, right? And people, uh, okay, all under added. See that the demand of customer large, the size of sales organization will be large. On the contrary, in case of high priced goods like cars, refrigerators, and the sales organization is very uh, important. External factors. See these customer traditions followed by the organization in the past level of competition, change in technology, government policies, environment concern are the external factor which determine the size and structure of sales organization. So you can see these international companies, IBM and Compact and to Dell, like so many factors also uh, influencing this sales organization structure. Now we move to sales organization principles. So span of control. So it's one of the principles of management. Span of control. See, the superior can be either how many people they can control, and the company can adopt centralized policy or decentralized policy. The centralized has its own some advantages, some limitations. Decentralized has its own advantage, limitations also there, right? So Hindustan Unilever company, you can take example, right? And some of the companies they followed centralized systems, and companies followed the decentralized systems also there, right? So technologies like website, email facility, mobile phones, uh, teleconferences, etc., are used to facilitate effective decision making process and better interpersonal communication. As Hindustan Unilever, so many organizations are combining uh, both centralized and decentralized structure also, right? So integration and coordination. So within the organization, there can be integration design of the organization. The sales department was only up front like organization which know this butterfly approach. The organizations are accountable to the customers beyond the sale function, for which all department like production, marketing, operations, human resources, finance, and R&D, research and development, and accounting of the organizations are more integrated, which is known as bow tie approach. Bow tie approach. So we'll take example of Procter and Gamble and Marico Industries. The sales department provide lot of information to R&D, research and development department for developing new products and services also. So as many as more organizations too, the sales department integrates, coordinate the financial arrangements, uh, create policy, credit collection, and information of all sales account receivables also. So this organizational design is also important. The sales organizational design refer to this either formal or coordinated task of assigning the territories and establishing flow of communicates and responsibilities of sales group and individual to serve customer effectively. So good organizational structure is required, and design help the improve this communication, increase the productivity, and inspire innovations also. So, like organization design is also playing a very important role. Uh, uh, so, the work specialization in the first of the element of organization structure, departmentization, and comparatives also required. Chain of commands, span of control, either follow centralized and decentralization. Formulation of elements also required. So see, this is the one of the example of line organizations. So the top level, general manager, and below that, the sales management. Under sales manager, the sales manager division 1, sales manager division 2, sales manager division 3, sales manager division 4, like account sales manager, like sales people working here. So line and stock. So marketing manager, the training manager, sales manager, promotion manager, and the regional manager. So the structure is different for organization to organization, and it may differ for domestic companies, multinational companies, regional company also. Basically, just a scale of operations, right? Functional organizations. So based on the functions, so general manager, a sales manager, manager sales, sales planning, manager training and development, manager and territories, manager distribution, manager internal relations, manager sales promotion. So like this basically they based on these functions. So geographically, see that national sales manager, pan India sales manager, and regional one manager, regional two manager, regional three manager, regional manager one, regional manager two, regional manager A, regional manager B, regional manager C, and sales people region A, sales people region B. Like the geographic also, the form, the organized structure can be decided. After this, the production based on the production organizations. So head in marketing, marketing research manager, general manager, promotion manager, sales training manager. So excuse me, area sales manager, product A, sales manager, product B, and sales manager like it's a customer also related. Sales manager, direct sales marketing, all are also under sales customer organization also. So like we have a different kind of organization structures. It based on the customer, it's based on the geographical, it's based on the products, right? Like we have six different, right? So the companies may opt anyone according to their structure, their business process, their models. Right? So emerging organizational design, agency and distribution sellings. So after this, some agents are there, separate agents are there for taking care of all these activities. Shared sales force. So shared sales force approaches divide the sales force among the member of divisions or product line of an organization to reduce operating cost, increasing efficiency, achieve synergy, and all this. And telemarketing is also very popular. Total quality TQM, total quality sales management and team building, selling process also there. Total quality service management. So it is an approach that seeks to improve the quality and performance which will meet and exceeds customer expectations also required. So TQM, total quality sales management approach, can be discussed like this. So this is one of the it helps to maximize the most common measure for sales force effectively to increase the sales goals, achieve the sales goals, reducing unwanted turnover. Those are not giving the profitability, and they can be reduced. Motivating top performance. So those are performing well within these organizations or within Salesforce. The company has to motivate them and give some kind of incentives or can be rewards. So like it is, and putting the right sales in the right sales job. So right person, right place. Maximizing the training investment. So whatever the amount spent for training purpose and getting back is also required. So merits of team selling strategies to achieve the higher level of customer satisfaction, more trust, more true consultant sellings, better time management, all are there. And so now we stop here, recruitment and selection of sales force also. So in the next class, we are going to discuss the remaining whatever the syllabus are pending. So next Saturday and Sunday we'll discuss the remaining syllabus. Whatever the syllabus are left over, we'll cover next classes. Okay. Thank you all.